Look, history matters. Facts matter. Because they're both essential for reasoning together in a democracy, right? So that's why it's so twisted to see these partisan fights over the basic facts of our recent history. We all know that the attack of January 6th was not legitimate political discourse. Just as anyone who looks at the facts knows the 2020 election was free and fair and won by Joe Biden. But Donald Trump can't deal with the truth because he knows it will not set him free. And so he's trying to rewrite history, sometimes by repeating a lie loudly, other times by trying to hide information that belongs to the American people. For months, Trump was suing the National Archives and Records Administration, known as NARA, to stop the release of some 700 pages of documents related to January 6th. Because he wasn't successful, we are starting to hear more direct evidence about the plot to overturn an American election. Now NARA is recommending that the Justice Department investigate Trump's handling of documents after the removal of 15 boxes of presidential documents, some of which included possibly classified information, according to the New York Times. This is in addition to Trump's known pattern of tearing up Oval Office documents. One White House saying she believes she saw him once chewing the pieces of paper. As Maggie Haberman writes in her new book, staff in the White House residence kept finding evidence Trump was trying to flush official papers down the toilet. All of which is, of course, completely normal. Look, no president's been charged with the theft of official records from his administration, even though Trump's grab bag makes the Nixon tapes look targeted. And I understand that, the key question here is intent. But when are we going to stop treating the ex-president like a malevolent child? Ignorance can't be an excuse, because there's no excuse for being persistently ignorant when you're president, especially because at least two chiefs of staff and a White House counsel reportedly told Trump he was required to protect his documents. And if that's not enough for you, Trump certainly seemed to understand the need to archive documents when he was running against Hillary Clinton.
People who have nothing to hide don't smash phones with hammers. They don't. People who have nothing to hide don't bleach. Nobody's ever heard of it. Don't bleach their emails or destroy evidence to keep it from being publicly archived as required under federal law.
Publicly archived under federal law. Yeah, people who have nothing to hide don't destroy or conceal evidence. Just like they don't plead the fifth hundreds of times, as Trump's aides and abettors from lawyers Jeffrey Clark to John Eastman to Alex Jones and Roger Stone have done in front of the Jan 6 committee. But pleading the fifth to avoid self-incrimination is protected by the Constitution. Destroying federal documents is a crime. Yeah, the U.S. Criminal Code states very clearly that anyone found guilty of willfully and unlawfully removing or mutilating or destroying official government records can be fined and imprisoned for up to 3 years. But that's not all, and this is the important point. The law says that anyone holding federal office who is convicted of this crime can lose their position and be disqualified from holding federal office in the future. So, just to be totally clear here, there is an existing law on the books that could disqualify Donald Trump from holding federal office ever again. Now look, I know most folks think there's not a chance in hell that former president would be prosecuted for trying to steal or destroy documents. After all, it's small ball compared to conspiring to overturn an election, which, by the way, is also known as seditious conspiracy. But here's the thing. Laws exist for a reason. And when we stop enforcing them for powerful people, we're ignoring the idea of equal justice under law. And don't forget, we've seen lots of small fry prosecuted for stealing federal documents. And our website lists a dozen cases, some of which resulted in multi-year jail sentences. But there's a deeper principle at work here, beyond the idea that even a president can't be permanently above the law. It's about putting the national interest ahead of self-interest. And that's what Donald Trump will never understand. The presidency is a sacred trust, not an ego trip. It's about serving the American people, not yourself, knowing that history has its eyes on you. And that's your reality check.
A little revolutionary tip of the cap there, the tri-cornered cap.
Well, thank you for noticing.
John Avlon, thank you very much.